Cooking after dark, John Edge. Cooking after dark, John Edge. Cooking after dark, John Edge. Cooking after dark. Bark, bark, bark.
Choco Soufle. Over. Got it. Tonight on the show, I got a recipe that's top secret, but highly effective. And when I'm in a sticky situation, the chocolate cake recipe I always go to for Mother's Day, office parties, birthdays, flourless chocolate cake. It's the chocolate souffle of the future. Like I said, we're making flourless chocolate cake tonight. Now this recipe is top secret, so keep it on the DL. The first things we want to do is get out all our ingredients. We're going to need 7 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 12 ounces of real milk chocolate, not semi-sweet chocolate, 1/2 pound of butter, and 1 bushel of strawberries, as fresh as you can get. Now we've got all our ingredients out, we want to get all our equipment out. Now we're really just going to need a cutting board and a knife for the strawberries. We don't have to chop up this chocolate because it's already in chips. Now the other equipment we're going to need, we've got a double boiler here, and all a double boiler is basically just water in the bottom of a small sauce pot with a bowl over the top, roughly the same size as the pot. This is going to keep the direct heat off of our chocolate. And like I said, this is a top secret. We got super duper handy mixer. Highly effective as well. We're going to need 2 large bowls and just 2 cake pans, roughly 10 inches in diameter. We're also going to need a sheet of parchment paper and of course, kitchen scissors. Now we want to turn on our oven to 450 and get our double boiler ready. And we're going to put our chocolate right in there and the whole 1/2 pound of butter right in the double boiler. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1/4 cup of sugar and put it in the bowl for my egg whites. And I'm going to take the rest of that sugar, which is a 1/2 cup. While you're waiting for your butter and your milk chocolate to melt, now's the time to separate your egg yolks. Now the best way to separate your egg yolks from whites is using your hands. These things are certified lethal weapons in 10 countries. I mean, you have to check these things at the airport. Why couldn't they separate egg whites? Like I said, certified lethal weapons. Now what we want to do, we got a bowl for our yolks and our whites. Put it right there. Then you want to whisk your sugar and egg yolks to about dark yellow consistency. And the egg whites, you want to lock and load your mixer. You want to whip this to solid beef. This might take a little while, so you gotta be patient. Now that we've got our chocolate melted, we're just gonna temper it into our egg yolks. You want to slowly add it. Now we got our egg yolks and our chocolate mixed up. We're just going to add it into our egg whites here. And fold it together. Okay, now we got all that folded in. I've got a sheet of parchment paper folded over. Just going to make 2. Set that down and trace a circle all the way around the edge. Now I'm just going to take my 2 cake pans, some pan spray oil on the bottom, place my pan liners in there, because you want these cakes to be perfect, and they're going to slide right out of these pans, as long as you use parchment paper. Make sure you use parchment paper, not wax paper. Wax paper will burn. Okay, then we're going to pan spray the inside on top of our parchment paper, and then we're just going to distribute our cake mix evenly, or as evenly as possible. Now I want to pop these bad boys in the oven, 450 degrees, for 30 minutes, and rotate every 10. Now that they're ready, we're just going to get them out of the oven. And you want to let these cool for about 30 minutes before you start handling. Alright, now once they've cooled, you just want to run a sharp paring knife around the edges to get that loosened up. You want to put a cutting board on one side, gently flip it over and tap it on the top. Now we're going to let this cake cool and we're going to whip up the ganache for it. But in the meantime, we're going to cut the strawberries to put as the middle layer. The layer of strawberries in the middle. We're just going to take the strawberry by the stem, chop it off there, thinly slice it lengthwise. Then we're just going to place these in a circular pattern along the inside of this chocolate cake layer. Like jump.
Yeah.
Alright. Now that you've got that whole layer covered with strawberries, we're going to get our ganache started. Basically, our ganache is just going to be our real milk chocolate chips and a mixture of cream. And it's roughly 2 to 1. In this case, I'm going to put about a half cup of cream and a full cup of milk chocolate. We're just going to melt that down and drizzle it all over the top of this cake. And you just want to mix your ganache until it's about this consistency. You can reduce it down a little bit depending on how thick you want it, but I'd keep it at a low flame because you don't want to scald your chocolate. Now that our ganache is ready, we're just going to take the cake. I've laid the top layer over our strawberries. We're just going to gently pour this ganache. I'm using a wooden spoon, a rubber spatula, or a regular spoon. We're just going to drizzle it over the top. Then you want to spread that ganache as evenly as possible. And the finishing touch, we're going to take strawberries here. Usually, we're going to use the larger strawberries for the showy part of this cake. So cut a strawberry in half. While that ganache is still hot, place 1 for each piece. And there you go. Top secret. So keep this on the DL, man. This cake recipe is guaranteed to satisfy, hands down. Look at that thing. Who could resist it? I recommend a glass of milk.